Nicole Scott here from Mobile Geeks, and I'm going to be going hands-on with the Oppo R7. This is a new mid-range flagship. I'm not really sure. Hands-on with a gorgeous device. It is thin, guys. Again, Oppo's just making these insanely thin phones that are really well built. Let me just try to bend that. Yeah, this is 6.3 millimeters, so thin, and it comes with a unibody aluminum design. And actually, they decided that they wanted to be inspired by the violin for the industrial design of this handset. They talk about some nice sloping around the edges, and that when you hold it in your hand, you feel centuries of ergonomic industrial design just oozing out. You know, and I'm not really sure about that, but I am sure that it does feel fantastic. It doesn't feel like it's going to slide out of your hand. These edges around here, this kind of like, I almost want to say that I'm reminded a little bit of the M9 with this kind of like two-tone rim here with like, it's not two-tone color, but it definitely has these stages. So reminds me a little bit of the M9 in that regard, in that it just feels fantastic. So let me just take you a walk around the systems. We have a power button here. Around the top there, we have a headphone jack. There on the front, we're going to have an 8-megapixel shooter. Here along this side, we're going to have a nano SIM, and that's actually going to double as your micro SD card slot as well. So this is good up to 128. And I love to see something that this small with expandable storage. So we have a unified volume rocker right here, and along the bottom that would be your micro USB port. Now on the back here we've got a 13-megapixel camera with an LED flash, and you can see that they have some holes here for microphone noise canceling, and then obviously this is the single I was going to say a stereo speaker, but a single speaker here. Now this is a 5-inch display, 1080p, Super AMOLED. I am outside. Yeah, so you can see that it's doing pretty well here. Yeah, overall pretty well. It's got a PPI of 441. It's running ColorOS, and it's got a MediaTek octa-core processor under the hood at 1.7 gigahertz, and it's got 3 gigabytes of RAM. Overall, they've said that ColorOS 2.1 has gotten a fairly significant improvement to get rid of lag and general performance. Now, I have to say that for early prototype units, these are working pretty well. Now, let me back out of there. There we go. Now we're just going to see how this speaker runs. Oh, it'll take me a bit to set up. Again, I mean, if you're familiar at all with the R5, you'll know that something this thin shouldn't be that loud or sound that good. But for a smartphone, it's definitely not among the best. But for something this thin, it's actually mind-boggling how good it does sound. Right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take a little sneak peek, oh, it's right there, at how this camera looks, because, well, the R7 Plus has the laser autofocus, but this has actually got like a fair amount of stuff going on here. Now, so let's just flip it into HDR, and then we'll take a picture of this tiny town. Tiny town. And over here. Oh, it's on a countdown. Right, so the 0.7 fast snappiness just looks totally fantastic. Now let's zoom in on this little guy again. Wow, look at the little guy. And is that a fallen down dog? Oh, it's a fallen down person beside him. Oh, look at this little person here on the chair. Oh, this looks so great. I'm really happy with this tiny town. I kind of want one in my studio right now so we can constantly take photos of tiny people. Alright, so that was just a quick look at the R7 camera. You can see when we go into the settings there's quite a lot going on. They have added a GIF mode, there's HDR, we have full color pictures, there's HD picture, night slow shutter, so you can take those great time lapses of streets if you're one of those people. So this has just been a quick look at the brand new smartphone from Oppo, the R7. I'm your host, Nicole Scott, for Mobile Geeks.